Hey guys, welcome to another Wonderhero video. So for this video, I'm going to address the PvP defense equipment fix that they announced in yesterday's patch. So they announced this on Discord only on yesterday 4 p.m. And in order to get this new patch online, you have to actually uninstall your Wonderhero app from your Android device or your Android emulator and reinstall the new app from the Google Play Store in order to continue playing and have this PvP defense bug actually come in. So this was a relatively new. I tested it yesterday. I played some PvP battles after the patch with the new client, and it worked. And I tried it today as well, and it definitely worked. Right. So what I'm gonna address previously what this bug is first. So what this bug meant was that previously when you played in PvP, right, which I'm gonna show here, like so if you go to your PvP screen, you're gonna have your 4 heroes, right? And you're gonna click save as defense, and you're gonna be save as your defensive team with all their equipment, weapons, skins, all their stats and everything, right? And other players are gonna play against this team during when you click join arena when you play PvP. And then if you successfully defeat them, right, you will actually end their win streak, and so you will not gain any points for successfully defeating them, but you will help to your defense. Your successful defense would sort of help to prevent the opponents from gaining more points. And then since you're preventing the opponents from gaining more points, when you successfully have a win streak on your offense, you will be gaining more points than your opponents and climb higher up the ladder. So this is how the PvP system works right now in Wonderhero. But with that bug was that previously your defensive team, even if you save the stats here, their equipment couldn't the equipment stats as well as effects aren't brought over into the PvP defense. So what this means is that let's say I have my Shion here, right? And on my Shion, I have the Stamp of Time, which causes bleed. I have the Burning Tabat, which gives armor as well as hit points. And I have the so-called this Vidia's Deity, which will heal my hero if it's below 75% for 3 times. So pretty decent equipment. But when I was playing defense, right, my Shion would have none of this equipment in her defense. So she couldn't cause bleed and she couldn't heal herself and she didn't have the armor. So it makes her a lot weaker. And this was especially really important for your high DPS heroes when you have a very high attacking damage equipment on them. For example, my Helen is my main DPS on my team, and I have an equipment piece which boosts her attack by more than 300 points, as well as giving almost 10% extra damage to human and mech opponents. And if I were to, in the PvP defense, my Helen would not have access to this piece of equipment, and her attack would have been nerfed by 300 points of damage. Also, I've given her this piece of equipment as well, which actually boosts her attack for 20% when attacking. So in PvP defense, previously before the patch, she wouldn't have gotten this 20% attack bonus. So it was a lot harder for me to successfully defend against opponent teams when I don't have access to my equipments. And the same applies for all other players as well. So obviously they want their defense teams to be successful, to successfully stop the other players from continuing their win streak, but they couldn't do so because of that bug. So with this bug, a further proof to actually address this bug is that if you look at my recording of my so-called my previous week's recording of my PvP, this was recorded on the 20th of March 2022 when I was still in Gold rank. Currently, I'm in Diamond rank, but I'm most probably gonna drop it back into Gold by the end of this week because the patch came in and my opponents are way a lot stronger than I am. So you can see my offense win rate here. I have 35 wins, 100% offense win rate, but my defense win rate is a mere 20%. So less than 20% actually. I only won 5 defense games, but I won 35 offense games. So if the equipment effect was actually applied to my team, I would probably have won a lot more defensive games, and I'll probably win a lot less offensive games because maybe my opponents will be a lot harder to beat since they have their equipment in effect. But I would have also won a lot of my defense games, and my offense win rate as well as my defense win rate would be a lot closer. Even though offensive teams do have the advantage whereby they move one turn like they move first and they attack first, so they attack earlier in the same in the turn, so that gives them an advantage there. But having your equipment stripped away from you is a very, very big disadvantage on defense. So I'm going to show you one of the games I played today against so this is with the patch applied. So in this game, I'm playing against Mantu, and you can instantly see that Mantu is a lot better equipped than me, and obviously he should be winning his defense battle. So first and foremost, this is, I forgot what's the name of this particular hero, but it's Ashanti has the, I think the 5-star legendary Horn Time, has the 5-star legendary like Lovers. I think this gun is Lovers for the Sarah, as well as his Kagura Mai has the another 5-star weapon as well. This is Julia, right? So the Julia, I think, also has the 5-star weapon as well as a 5-star skin. Sarah also has a 5-star skin also as well. And they probably obviously also have very good equipments, right? Since this person is able to afford to have the budget to afford buying all legendary 5-star weapons for all his full team. So his equipment should be pretty good. Then you can see that instantly they have, I think, I'm not sure whether is it the effect of Ashanti's equipment pieces or whether is it the effect of her weapons, but she has a seal effect whereby she can disarm one opponent every single turn. So you can see that instantly my Helen has been disarmed. Obviously it disarms her as well, but it's really good at restricting the DPS output from the enemy. It also causes bleed as well as disarm. So now it disarms my Sarah, so my Sarah, she cannot do any damage this turn. Okay, and you can see that I'm only damaging them for hundreds of damage, which means that his equipment probably has very high like defensive stats, very high physical defense. That's why I'm doing a lot less damage. Like typically, my Helen will actually do thousands of points of damage against opponents, but against his team, I'm only doing hundreds of points of damage. Okay, so true damage is 1000 over because if you remember one of my videos, I explained that true damage actually goes through the enemy's defensive stats, like it goes through the enemy physical defense as well as elemental defense. So true damage will hit for the full damage. So since this is an indication that the opponent has very high defensive stats, because if my true damage, if I can deal 1700 on my true damage, and I'm only doing like 700 over for physical damage, right? It means that they have very high physical defense stats either on their skin or their equipment pieces. Okay, then you can see that his Sarah hits really hard because this damage probably not only comes from the 5-star weapon, but also comes from the equipment pieces as well. And I think the Julia hits super hard. So if you look at his Julia hits for thousands of points of damage, right? So I think hits twice. Hits once for 3000 over, and then hits another round for 2000 over. So obviously it's a lot harder to win matches this way, but this makes PvP a lot fairer as well, because you should be successfully holding your own in many of your defense games, as well as you will make it a lot harder to actually beat opponents in your offense games as well. So we're gonna watch until the end of this game. So I definitely am gonna lose this game because you can see that the opponent team is just that much better than my team. They outdamage me. They don't even need a healer here, right? Going for pure DPS. So opponent team doesn't even have a healer, but just the amount of DPS that they do is so much that they don't even need a healer. And he beats me in 5 turns, right? Right. So that's just a quick update on the PvP status. And thank you very much for watching. And I hope you guys will enjoy fairer PvP matches. See you guys next time.